He was not supposed to be there. That was the quiet truth echoing in his mind as he stood backstage, hands trembling slightly, heart pounding louder than the crowd outside. The producers had asked him twice if he was ready. He nodded both times, though inside, he wasn't sure anyone is ever truly ready to place their entire life into a single song. His name was Daniel Reyes, the son of immigrant parents, raised in a small apartment where dreams were discussed quietly and survival came first. Music had always been his escape, his language when words failed, but stepping onto this stage felt like stepping into a storm with no shelter. Daniel's story didn't begin under bright lights. It began years earlier in a cramped kitchen where his mother hummed old melodies while cooking, her voice worn but full of feeling. His father worked long shifts, hands rough, spirit tired, yet every night he would sit and listen when Daniel sang. They never talked about fame. They talked about stability, about college, about getting through another month. Singing was something Daniel did after responsibilities were handled, never before. That unspoken rule shaped him, grounding him but also planting a quiet ache that never went away. The first audition came almost by accident. A friend secretly submitted Daniel's name after hearing him sing at a local fundraiser. When the email arrived inviting him to audition, Daniel nearly deleted it. He told himself he wasn't ready, that he needed more time, more training, more confidence. But his mother read the message and simply said that some doors don't knock twice. That night, Daniel barely slept. He wasn't afraid of rejection. He was afraid of being seen. Walking onto the audition stage, he felt exposed. The judges asked simple questions, but his voice shook answering them. When the music began, something strange happened. The fear didn't disappear, but it softened. His voice carried the weight of every sacrifice his parents made, every night he sang quietly so neighbors wouldn't complain, every dream postponed. The room changed. The judges leaned forward. The audience went silent. By the final note, Daniel's hands were steady, but his eyes burned with emotion. The reaction was strong, but not unanimous. One judge praised his authenticity. Another questioned his consistency. A third said something that cut deeper than criticism. They said he had potential, but potential wasn't enough. He was sent through, but with hesitation. Daniel smiled, thanked them, and walked off stage holding both relief and doubt in equal measure. That night, he celebrated quietly with his family, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was unfinished. Life didn't pause after the audition. Bills still came. His father's health began to decline. Daniel took on extra work, singing less, focusing on what felt responsible. When the show aired months later, the response was overwhelming. Messages poured in from strangers who said his voice felt honest, real, human. But behind the scenes, Daniel received news that would change everything. Due to scheduling conflicts and internal decisions, he was quietly cut before the live shows. No announcement, no goodbye moment, just an email. That email broke him. For weeks, Daniel didn't sing. The microphone sat untouched. He avoided music altogether, convinced that he had reached his limit. But life has a way of forcing growth through discomfort. His father's condition worsened, and one night in the hospital, Daniel sang softly at his bedside. His father listened, eyes closed, and said something Daniel would never forget. He said that courage isn't about winning, it's about showing up again after you lose. The second audition came a year later, in another city, on another stage, for another show. This time, Daniel applied himself. No one pushed him. No one submitted for him. He chose it. Walking into the audition hall, he felt different. Still nervous, but grounded. He wasn't there to prove he deserved a chance. He was there because singing was who he was, regardless of the outcome. The judges this time were sharper, quicker to judge. One asked about his past audition experience, and Daniel didn't hide it. He told the truth about being cut, about disappointment, about doubt. There was a pause in the room. Then the judge asked him to sing. The song choice shocked everyone. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't trending. It was raw. A song about falling down and standing up again. His voice cracked once, just slightly, and instead of pulling back, he leaned into it. The room felt charged. By the final note, one judge had tears in their eyes. Another stood up slowly. This time, there was no hesitation. He was through. But the biggest twist came later. During the live rounds, Daniel's mother fell seriously ill. Doctors advised him to stay close. The show offered sympathy but made it clear that the schedule would not wait. Daniel faced an impossible choice. Stay and possibly lose his place, or leave and risk regret forever. He chose family. The audience never saw him quit. They only saw his absence. Months passed. His mother recovered slowly. Daniel sang again, but smaller crowds, smaller rooms. Then one night, his phone rang. The same show invited him back for a special episode featuring second chances. No guarantees. One performance. One moment. That performance changed everything. Daniel sang not like someone chasing a dream, but like someone who had lived it, lost it, and survived. The judges listened in silence. The audience rose before the final note even ended. This time, the reaction was undeniable. This time, his courage spoke louder than his voice. Daniel didn't just advance. He became a symbol. Proof that sometimes the journey matters more than the destination, and that courage isn't loud, it's persistent. Today, Daniel continues to sing, not as someone defined by a show, but as someone defined by resilience. His story reminds us that life-changing moments don't always arrive when we expect them, and sometimes the bravest thing we can do is try again.